Well, is today like every other day for you? Are you feeling stuck at 60 and wondering, oh, is this all there is? Being stuck? Well, give yourself some credit that you have lived a wonderful, extraordinary life and that there's lots more that can unfold for you as you live forward. And so I wanted to share with you some ideas about how to get unstuck. And one of the very first things I would suggest that you do is actually take a picture of yourself today. And then a few days from now, having started to move forward in getting unstuck, take another picture and have your before and after shots. This is what happened for me over the last couple of days. And I just went, this is going to spark me into a video that I wanted to share with you. And so I've come up with some actions for you to think about because one of the great ways after 60 is to live your legacy life, live legacy life. In other words, to engage in an intention to live your legacy that you intend to leave because through that, you've got a way in which to organize what you want to be, have, and do on any given day. It gives you a strategy that then links you to some tactics. And it's a really great way to shape up a map that you can use for the actions you want to take, whatever great metaphor or understanding of moving forward that you have. And tap into who you are, into your bravery to move forward, to set up and show up and move forward, stride forward, shine light, whatever words sort of tickle you at this point in time about what it is that you would like to be, have, and do. So the actions I wanted to share with you now are ones that I lean into every day, every week, every month. And I thought that they might be of value to you to get unstuck. Now, if we haven't met, I'm Stephen. I'm a legacy mentor. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm living in an extraordinary legacy life and finding ways in which to share it with yourself. So, the first one would be to shift from just merely getting through the day, which would suggest you have an intention. In other words, look into the future. What do you want to improve, focus, and strengthen for yourself, with others, with your community? And from there, start to take the steps, figure out a framework, or take the actions based on a map that you've created for yourself. And then what that's going to do is it'll connect with that legacy that you intend to leave, because now you have some actions and steps that will move you through that. I don't think going merely through a day is how you want to live your life. I don't know. Let me know. It's not how I know I want to. There are days when it's raining, like today, and I might go, I might just cocoon myself just a little bit. But guess what? The dog still needs to get walked, and I still need to get out there and get a little fresh air. Hey, I've got an umbrella. It works. So rather than just merely walking through your day, moving through your day, find that intention that gets you up and gets you moving. I would also suggest make sure you put in a bit of rest time to go with that. Not every day has to be at full speed. I took Sunday off and just did a little bit of nothing, just a little bit of writing. So it was great, whatever you do. And if you have some thoughts about how to get through a day rather than just merely moving through, drop them in the comments below. We can learn together. Now, the next one would be is view your challenges and your joys in the light of valuable lessons. There are things that you've learned along the way. You might call them problems, concerns, but there's also appreciations and joys, things that went well, to counter the things that didn't go so well. And when you bring those together and you understand them and figure out the so what of them, then what you can do is lean into what could I do to possibly help others. Now, your first draft of that may not quite work the way that you would like it to, but yet, if you stick with it, you might be amazed at what you can come up with to guide, to inspire others, to inspire yourself, so that you're not just merely walking through the day, is that you have a touchstone, things that have happened for you that you can then move forward so others can learn with you. That's a great way to step into a day and see what unfolds for you. But how about interacting with nature, especially forests and trees, as muse and metaphors that will help you understand about growth, how to get unstuck, and finding ways in which to create stories, maybe poems, to grab your camera and film what's going on out there. There's a lot that's taking place in any given moment. And if you were to sit somewhere and just be with that place, to be with that space, to be with nature, you might find it intriguing what is actually there, what you're hearing, what you're picking up. And therefore, having that pad and pencil and that camera ready to go, it's glorious as far as I'm concerned, and I would share with you. And maybe you have examples of what happened for you you can put down. There's a favorite little spot that I'll go sit by the creek and I can hear it sort of passing through, bubbling through. But often a bird will come in from the back or the front. Sometimes I've heard the deer in the background. Once they recognize I'm there, they don't always come down in towards the creek from that way. They go back up the hill and off they go again. But there's a lot of things that take place in spaces and places in nature. And if you give yourself the opportunity, those metaphors may be then very useful as ways to get unstuck, to rather than just merely move through your day, you've got, oh, that image, those sounds, those words to work from that can stimulate you and get your head, heart, and hands moving together and saying, okay, I'll take up a challenge today, or how can I bring more of the joy that I've had before? So give nature a go. You might be amazed by what it is that you find out there. And instead of just merely moving through the day, moving through with intention, you're looking at your challenges and joys. You've had involvement with nature. The stories that could come forward, they may be two-word sentences. They may be a little poem. They might be a film that's there. What they do, though, is express your hierarchy of values. What's important to you? And what you would say is, here is some knowledge to wisdom that I can share with family, friends, communities, lots of ways in which to have that unfold. And what it does is it deepens your sense of your own life purpose. And one of the ways I look at life purpose is your educating approach and educating about what. So after 60, don't get stuck. Think of all the things that you could shape and share with others through this legacy lens, following that legacy pathway. Wow, there's just so much there to express your intentions. And if you give yourself the space and say, hey, listen, I may not have it nailed down every day, but as I move forward, there are things that I can share. So, down below, what's one thing, having watched this video or while watching this video, that you would say, here's a story title, or here is a framing of a story. I don't have the title for it yet, but put it in the comments section. We can learn together, and maybe there's something there that we could share and, hey, maybe even collaborate on. Because the next thing to think about is join or build communities of interest, of practice, of caring that could get you excited, or where you get excite them, so as that they're not just merely walking through their day, is that they have intention for what it is that could unfold for them. But as you join or build these communities, there's mutual learning and the caring, the not careful, careless, the notion of being careful of taking care of someone else at your expense or careless taking care of yourself at others' expense. No, it's caring, sharing, reciprocal, holistic. Ah, the the wonderment that can come because of that. Again, do you have a story or an idea that you want to put in the comments section so we can learn? That'd be great, because at the end of a day, ask yourself, did you have meaningful connections across generations? Did you share a gift of some kind on an intergenerational basis? And just think about it this way, just a simple conversation with someone of another generation, and you had a wonderful exchange, a wonderful conversation. That, in and of itself, gets you out of merely going through a day or being able to say, hey, from my challenges and my joys and your challenges and your joys, what can we learn together? And if it's linked with nature, oh, there's something there that using it, that nature is muse and metaphor in the conversation that can then be extended out through other stories and your expression of values that allow you to go, okay, I can do more of this. Why can't we set up more intergenerational conversations about conservation? So, in this moving forward, what becomes important is what actions are you going to take? Now, these actions that I've shared with you, yeah, I lean into them, but there must be something here that sparks you to go, that's something similar I could do, or something else. And in the comments, let us know what that is so that we can enjoy ourselves together, because there is no need for any of us at 60 plus to have to feel as though we're stuck. I don't think that that needs to be in our vocabulary. I think there's so much that can unfold and evolve for us that it is worth doing, being, having. So give it a go and enjoy yourself. Now, what's going to pop up now are videos for you. One is for your viewing pleasure based on what you may have viewed on the channel before or what you've been viewing on YouTube. But then there's the shorts. Those are great prompts for your journals. Legacy journal? Why not? So, with that, always and in all ways, take care.